What is it like to change on the fly from going against a team that plays a certain way to a team that plays different, has different personality?
Yeah, it's interesting. You have to really make adjustments. This team as as a whole is very efficient offensively, and they're well directed. They play well on the road, so they're a veteran ball club, very much like us. A little more specific, I think, in some of their personnel. But they're the best team money can buy. Really, I think they're really one of the better teams, and I think the ownership has really supplied them with good backup players and a lot of help.
What am I wrong? But did you say that they might have a deeper bench than you guys do?
Their bench is #1 in scoring in the league. Yeah, I don't know what that means. It's deeper, but they do have a lot of depth in their team.
So what are you going to need out of your second unit?
Good defense. They're going to have to play good defense. That's their activity, their defense has been good in this last series after the first game or two.
So when you have an extra day to prepare, as you do at the start here, how does that help? How do you kind of divide up how you tackle things getting ready for that first game?
Well, we try to go from general to specific. The general attitude, what we want to have happen offensively and defensively, and then we get more specific as we go along.
Are you looking forward in any way to playing a team that's owned by Mark Cuban in a playoff game? Or
that doesn't have anything to do with it. He's this is a team that I think leads the league in the number of appearances, 11 straight, something like that, maybe 11 straight 51 seasons. So yeah, they've been at a high level for a long time.
So Pal said you guys are more on your toes after the New Orleans series. Do you agree with that?
We weren't today, but that's a day off. They're a little giddy today, I think, from the wind and the pressure, and they kind of had a pressure release. But I think they're more attentive to what we're trying to get done. We do know this team a little bit. We have played them twice in the last 6 weeks of the season, so we have some idea of who they are, how they play. But that doesn't, that doesn't put us on the court against them yet. So we have to go through this stuff bit by bit. Tomorrow's really a day we, kind of get down into what everything's about.
When you use a phrase like the best team that money can buy, which you used on more than one occasion for this team, do you expect that to solicit a reaction?
We are too.
Because you haven't played this team in a playoff series, do you know them as well as say the San Antonios or Utahs or Houston's?
No, you don't. It's when you play teams back to back or successive times. 7-game series obviously puts them into that. So no, we don't know this team as well as we probably like to. But we'll get to know them as soon as possible, we hope.
Which assistant's team is this? Which one of your assistants is kind of in charge of the Dallas?
Same. Jim Clemens has this team too.
With the level of, I guess, chippiness, so to speak, that was there the last time guys matched up, how do you want your players to kind of channel that sort of energy in physical play as opposed to be based on emotions?
Well, that was unusual. I think there was just a spark in that game that created that. Obviously, there's some tension about playoff spots and positions we were fighting for at the time. But I thought that got out of hand. There's a little brouhaha. Matt was suspended for a game because of his third man in, but I don't think that's going to carry any weight towards the end.
Have you given, since that story in the Times picking you, have you given any thought to, I guess, what you say about places, or you seemed really bothered by that?
Did I?
You did.
You did say you did drink the water.
It's standing here, so.
I mean, I wonder if that touched you. It seemed like it.
No, I mean, this is this is something. I just think that they can generate some stuff just to create a situation. I don't even think I was addressing the press. I think I was kidding with BT about New Orleans when I said that about don't drink the water. Someone just overheard it.
He's from there, so yeah.
We always kid about New Orleans stuff, but that's just stuff people generate out of press to make things happen. It's all right, You know, I saw something that, you know, one of the writers wrote about Mark Cuban, what's going to be thrown at Mark Cuban in this series. I think that's stupid to say stuff like that in the paper. It's not about, you know, generating animosity. This is about, you know, healthy competition.
So what do you think of Dallas?
Dallas, with all those stairs laying around in the lawns in their city, we got one right here in the front of our, look at
That's pretty.
That's pretty nice.
It's a Longhorn. All right, guys.
Okay, thanks.